Now we have the final level for the cat. Now we have the final level in the game, which is the castle. Now the castle is a very large level with several twisting ways to go. And also take note, just like the funhouse, if you die on the upper portion of the castle, you will respawn in a lower portion, just like where I'm currently standing. And you'll also want to avoid shooting any marked spots, any hidden areas I should say. See, what's safe to shoot here in the castle are windows, and those will instantly go away once you shoot them. But if you find yourself hitting any particular hidden spots throughout the castle, you'll want to stop immediately, because chances are you might uncover that enemy that will whisk away Minnie, and you can't finish the game without her. So your first task here, just like the funhouse, is to find a key, which you'll need to get into the boss's room. Now, also, what you might also notice, there's a lot more platforms here than usual. So, and it's also possible for Minnie to get separated or lag behind because of enemies. So the best thing you can do when jumping towards these platforms is pressing down so that Minnie is in the same position as you when you make your next jump. See? Something like that. That's what would happen if Minnie were to get separated from you. She'll lag behind, which could cause erratic jumping. So just call her to you, and we'll now continue on. Now see, here on the top would be an enemy that you have to fight or skip just before the boss of the game. But this is a dead-end room, so you won't even go in there. And see, there's the door that you need the key for, as well as that same boss, that same enemy that we just saw one room to your left. And there is the key that we need to access the final level of the game. I mean the final boss level door of the game. Now you might also notice that there's this huge door here. This is the back entrance of the final boss room, but this door only gets used if you die to the boss. You will get sent here and have to go all the way back around the castle, which we're about to do right now. So you just go back the way you initially came, only except this time, once you get back to this room, you'll make a left. Now once you get to this room, if you go right here, this is that dead end room that I was talking about earlier, and there's no need for the room whatsoever. So you'll just continue by going up. Now you'll also notice that this is a dead end room too, but the only reason why this room has some purpose is because if you die, now you'll also notice that there's Pete guarding the last portion of the castle, and you're thinking, well, now I have to actually either have a whole bunch of energy and fight him with Mickey, because I can't just send Minnie up a ladder anymore and use her invincibility, or you can do this alternate strat. when you get to the room, you could either choose to fight him at your disposal and take quite a bit of damage. And also remember, if you touch his sprite, you will also instantly be killed and be sent right back to that bottom portion of the level, which fortunately is still very close towards Pete instead of being at the beginning of the level like in some other areas. Now, when you enter this room, another alternate way of just bypassing him so you don't have to fight him, because you won't have to worry about coming back here unless you actually die to the final boss of the game. So if you take a hit from, if you can walk up to Pete and take the damage from one of his knives, and then your invincibility will be just enough to bypass him, like so. Whoops. Unfortunately, I took the damage from him and not the knife. So now I will show you what it's like once I take the damage. 2, 3. Now that's what happens if you take the damage from one of his knives, because they're impossible to avoid anyway. And we'll just continue on. Now going down here, we'll pause. Now this is the area right here that if you die because you ran out of energy, you'll please note that you will be on the lower portion of this castle, and you'll have to go all the way back around again, which you do not want. Now with this enemy, you can see the projectiles that he's throwing. Take note that these are also the same projectiles that the final enemy of the game uses, so that could give you a small amount of practice to just jump over it. You can also, if you're gutsy, try to jump over that same enemy that I just got rid of, to jump over to jump over him and unlock the door. Now we go in here and we face off against the final boss of the game, and she's pretty easy. Just make sure you consistently jump over her, I guess you can call these fireballs, and just shoot stars at her head. And there we have it. That would be the end of the Mickey Mousecapade tutorial. And for the ending, you're saving Alice from Alice in Wonderland. It should also be noted that the Japanese version of the game features a lot more relevant enemies from Alice in Wonderland, which I currently do run. And you'll just see this small portrait picture and then end. Now for bonus stuff. If you'll notice that at the title screen, well actually no, you won't notice that actually. At the title screen, there are certain button combinations that you can press that will allow you to play a particular stage of your choice other than the funhouse. So let's see, up, A, and start. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Okay. Pressing a particular combination of buttons at the title screen gives you access to different levels of the game, but you will only have access to one star, which is thrown by Mickey. Up, start and select gives you access to the castle, like so. Left, start and select gives you access to the woods. Down, start and select gives you access to the pirate ship. And right, start, select gives you access to the ocean. But it should also be noted that once you complete a level, the game will just end and take you right back to the title screen. Or if I'm not mistaken, let me check. I think because the major difference in the Famicom and US version, if you do this particular code, is one version will allow you to continue level wise, and the other version the game will just end after you finished it. So let me just verify which version allows what. I believe the US version just once you finish a level via the level select code, yes, the game will just end and send you back to the title screen. Only in the Famicom version will the game continue if you complete a level via the level select code. And with that, that is all for the Mickey Mousecapade tutorial. I apologize for the bad commentary, being I don't do this all often, but I hope possibly you might find something that might help you in your gameplay / runs of the game. And with that, that's all.